In 6 months, I was able to establish a marketing activity in which I raised over $12 million for that VC. That was like mind-blowing point for me. And I told myself, okay, I'm not going to work for no one anymore. We are here to allow people who have written already their story, their experience, their point of view, allow them to publish a book and meet the audience. We was pushed back from every angle. Nobody want us in the industry. And basically it was like the biggest mistake and the biggest opening points for spines.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Aspiring CMO Show. Today, I have a really special guest with me, Lav David, and he is running Spines. And today, we're going to talk about marketing, digital marketing, and how he started his journey. I researched from electrical engineering, which is like a very different field than digital
Yeah,
marketing. So, I can't wait to hear your story. So, hi, Lav, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
You began your career studying electrical engineering. So, what was that journey like for you to jump into marketing? What's the story behind that?
Well, when I was like a teenage, I didn't really wanted to study. I found it very boring to sitting in a class and listening to somebody standing in front of me and telling me stuff that I told myself most likely I will never need to know or use in my life. And I wasn't like kind of the best student, so I always looking for my ways out. And as every mother, my mother was very worried about the future of her son. Like what will become out of him if he is not studying and he don't want to go to school. And she pushed very hard to engineering direction. I was very good at math. So, and she saw that it's going very, very easy, everything that is related to math. And she was thinking, okay, I will push him to engineering. And this is pretty much what I started in my high school and then proceed to the practical engineering. But I knew, I think from the early days, that is not something that I'm going to do in my life. It is again, it's very boring for me. I like the excitement. I like the engagement with people. I like to understand what affect human decisions, how affected. So I was always excited about the sell process that happening between two people. So, she pushed me very hard to go with that direction. And I finished all of the study. I prepared all the degrees. I gave it to her and told her, listen, I will be fine. Don't worry. And then pretty much I started my career from early days. I discovered digital marketing, to be honest, very accidentally. Like, I don't know, somewhere in 2000 and I think seven, I was doing sales as I was very good at sales. I always looked for ways to enter the marketing, position, but there is no anything that teach you how to become a marketeer, like where are you going and what you are studying. So I discovered that in the days of MySpace. So I got in touch with my friend and I spoke with him, asking him like what are you doing? And he told me I'm placing flyers. I told him what flyers? You are at home, like. And he told me no, I'm using that software that actually is going, basically spamming the groups in MySpace and putting their link with an affiliate. I've used affiliate link for different offers. And I told him, what? And it's make money? And he told me, yes. I told, okay, I want to meet you. I want to understand what it's about. And yeah, he showed me that he's making money out of that and everything is real. I told myself, what? And this is pretty much the point where I started to dig into the digital marketing and try to understand like what is the mechanics behind this, what is like affiliate marketing, what all of that is, what is all that meaning and how it's work. And after not long ago, I started being as an affiliate. This is basically how I started my marketing career. Trying to figure out the hard way how to make things sell. Very, very short afterwards, I decided that the affiliate direction is very hard and very challenging, and I
Yeah.
should like to open something my own. And this is basically when I opened my first business. I established, like, I built the CRM. I learned how to code HTML. I was like, co-piloting, changing like something, deploying it, seeing how it's changed the layout. Okay, it's not that. This is how basically I started. I built a package for face care. Like, I figured out during the affiliate process that the biggest spenders are women, and I need to figure out like what they should buy, and was looking for different products. And the direction that I decided to go is the face care. So I built the package. I found like a provider. I negotiated with him. I basically built the package, priced it, built the CRM on Google Sheets, build the landing pages, and decided like to put my own money and start bring traffic to that. Then the leads started to come. I started to call them, started to close deals. Then I told myself, oh, it's very slow. So I found the sales rep. I hired him. I told him, listen, every day you will get that amount of leads. You will call them. You will do that and that. And that business was basically running for 3 years, and I learned a lot during that time, how to do, what to do, what works, what not works. And that was pretty much what was the first steps toward my professional career in marketing. And from there I did some crazy stuff, but I can speak and speak and speak and better from you to ask me questions and lead me to the place that you want to know. But yeah, it was like mind-blowing journey. What?
I noticed that you are really self-starter and you're very independently and proactively going after things. What was like one of your biggest wins? Maybe it's the skincare company you're talking, but maybe another win in digital marketing when you realize like, oh my God, I think I get it.
Well, you know, approximately, I don't know, about 6, 7 years ago, I was very deep into the marketing career. I was already performing a CMO, and I joined a VC company. I managed like marketing division in that VC in the crypto space during the times of the ICO. And the GM of the one of the partners of that VC came to me and told me, listen, we're going to build a company, marketing company for all the companies that looking to raise money through the ICOs, and I want from you to lead that. So I had very solid experience back to that point. But when I started, I didn't knew anything about crypto, like what is crypto, what is like proof of stake, proof of work, all of those like definitions. It was super new for me, and I had like a great record of success behind me. And in 6 months, I was able to establish a marketing activity in which I raised over $12 million for that VC. And basically, that point was the single biggest shift in my understanding of what I want to do next. Because if until then I was like, yeah, I have like the attitude of being an entrepreneur. I know how to do market. I know how to drive success. I know how to hire. I know how to build systems. I know all of that. But as soon as you're building like out of a thin air within 6 months, yeah, they gave me resources, they gave me like a freedom to operate. I was able to do whatever I want. But having that ability to make the right decisions in that short amount of time, like 6 months, for a person that never knew anything about crypto, raising over $12 million, that was like mind-blowing point for me. And I told myself, okay, I'm not going to work for no one anymore. I told them that I'm quitting because like I had a small child back then, and I was in that half a year I traveled abroad more than I traveled the whole my life up until that point. So like basically I was traveling
Really hard.
somewhere between 2 to 3 times per week. It
Yeah.
was like it was overwhelming for me. I was speaking with my child, like, with video calls every morning, and I was like walking every day until midnight, working. And after that you have like kind of a parties and close deals and clients, and it was crazy. But it it brought something out of me that I wasn't aware that is exist in me. And I told myself, listen, to myself, yeah, you're not going to work for anyone else. Your next phase is establish a company, and pretty much there I started my second company, and marketing one. I had to close it because it was for the crypto industry, and I decided that I don't want to pursue that direction. And I started another one, and I had one definitive goal in my mind. I'm going to work only on something that eventually will become $1 billion company. That's it. I'm not going to waste anything, anywhere, my time, any energy towards anything else. And I started to work, and I don't know, after I think half a year, maybe a bit more, started to advise here and there because I had to make more money and boost the operation of the development. And out of blue, Yuda, my partner, came to me and told me, "Listen, I have this crazy idea of spines." And I was sitting in his office, and he is pitching me. And I listened to him. I told him, "Listen, Yuda, it's not going to work. That stuff that you are describing, like 5 years ago, you were speaking about spines, the revolution of the AI, all of that." I told him, "Listen, it's not going to work." He succeeded to persuade me that we should give it a try.
Hi, if you listen to this far, thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed the show, please leave me a review on either Apple Podcast, Spotify, or my YouTube channel. If you have any feedback for the show, please let me know on the Aspiring CMO Podcast social media pages on Facebook and Instagram, or send me an email on my website. Now, let's get back to the episode. What
And
were
we
the
started.
selling points for you? What was that critical selling point? Like, okay, Spine's gonna become like a multi-million-dollar business.
I will tell you. So when you're starting in marketing, you meet a lot of people, and you meet people with great dreams. Like, we can do that and that, and that is easy, and you can. And as soon as you're starting the job under the hook, you understand that all of that, for the majority of the part, is pure bullshit. Like, it's not so easy. There is a lot of challenges. Like, need to figure out what to do. And I was very experienced, so I know that he's talking about dream, but how far that dream between the reality, I couldn't say. So we started with him as a side project. So he had his own company, and I had my own operation. We decided that I will meet with him once a week for 4 hours, and we started to dig in. And during the first, I think, 2 months, I was digging. I basically was doing everything from scratch, like researching the market, trying to understand, like, is there a market, is there a need, is there a pain, what other solutions is on the
Available, yeah.
table, etc. And during that process of I can say, the research, or the due diligence that I did, I figured out the opportunity. Like, it was a $37 billion industry that never went through any disruption. The last single uplift that industry have gone through was between 30 to 20 years ago, depending on which geo you are coming from, and that is the introduction of the personal computing to our lives. But basically, that's it. So I told myself, okay, so $37 billion industry, zero disruption, no even one single player that is like holding the vast majority of that activity. Well, there is a chance. There is a chance, and and exactly at that point, Yuda was starting to realize that, yeah, it's a big business. And we had that call, a discussion together, and we had to decide, either we are abandoning that, either we are leaving whatever we are doing on our side jobs and focusing 100% on that. And yeah, that was the turning point where we decided that we're going to build $1 billion company. That's
That's
it.
amazing.
That's
And now give us the mission statement of Spy so that people can catch up. Like, what is this golden opportunity that we have researched?
So in general, Spines is there to allow anyone who wishes to publish a book to become a published author. This is the basic thing. It sounds like an easy task, but it is not, because we are speaking and we're talking about scale today. To publish a book in the States is cost something somewhere between 10,000 to 50,000 US dollars. Again, it depends on the complexity of the project, who you want to be the publisher, etc., etc. That alone is like raising the bar for the majority of the people.
Mm-hmm.
to publish their book. And there is a lot of people that have ready manuscripts. We discovered that for every published author in the States, by the way, it's the same statistics all over the world, there is 9 that never get published. Like, it's people that have a desire, have written book, it is stuck in their drawer or in their hard drive somewhere. They never tried to push that forward because first the process is very long, and secondly it's like priced in a very high tag and basically not allowing people to fulfill their dream to become a published author. And we are there to make it a reality, and we're making that reality for hundreds, thousands authors. We're growing at a staggering
Do you
percentages.
connect the authors with publishers as well? Because there are routes to become an author through like a print on demand, Amazon. Like if I write a book with GPT and put it on Amazon, I'm also an author. However, those books may not will not be in bookstores. So
Yeah.
what routes do you help people with?
So basically, we are taking care of the whole process of the production, from the creation of the manuscript, refinement of the manuscript, the book layout, the cover design, ebook, audiobook, and also the distribution across more than 100 channels, including Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Book a Million. You can name them, all of them. And basically, the book going to be available in all 3 available formats, so people can buy the book anywhere, anytime. And on top of that, we're allowing the authors to collect the royalties from all the distribution channels. And we have the marketing platform, which we improving a lot as we're moving forward and adding more features, which will allow the authors make money and actually promote their books. And we're adding more marketing services, which increases the chances of any author to succeed with our platform. So yeah, we're doing a lot for the authors. It's today is a no-brainer deal on the market. So like if an author will see what we are offering versus what other publishers are offering, and I'm not comparing myself to a Penguin,
Yeah, those are big publisher houses. Yes.
yeah, because they are traditional publishers and they working in a different model. So they meeting the author and they paying him in advance in order to publish the book. But they are betting on the authors, and therefore they leaving a lot of other aspiring authors outside of reach to become a published author. And that gap, we're basically closing that thing. And there is no other publisher platform that can offer what we are offering in the time frames that we are offering that, and in the price tag that we are offering.
I love that we can tap onto this industry with you on book publishing, because personally I've seen that a lot of people now get onto print on demand book publishing. What do I mean? They go into GPT, they write something generic in order to sell themselves as an expert in certain industries. And as a marketer, sure, I get it, but as a reader, I feel this book is not well written. This is very generic and very quite below average. And also because the barrier to enter with AI writing is so low. I mean, it's so low to like $20 a month. Essentially, I could write a 60,000 word book tomorrow. Do you see that there is like a saturation in this market now? Is this a concern for you, for example?
In general, I don't think that there is a saturation in the publishing industry to be even more decisive. Writing is a human necessity. It's not going to disappear. People will go and try to write something whenever they want to face hard times, when they want to share exciting stories. It's not always about, okay, I want to become a published author, I will go to GPT and generate some generic stuff. We are here to promote a human created content. We are here
Mm.
to allow people who have written already their story, their experience, their point of view, and allow them to publish a book and meet the audience. This is the essence of Spines. We are not looking to generate a generic AI content. And
Thank you.
yeah, no,
That's so
well, it's true. It's. I will tell you, we could have do that. Yeah, it's not that it is not a challenge, but I'm telling you, for every published author, there is 9 that never
Got published.
finish the journey. So, in the US, there are 2 million titles published every year. Every year. So it's multiplied by 10. This is the number of titles that never been published. So according to our estimations, there are approximately 100 million people only in the US that have a ready manuscript that they want to publish. We just need to allow them to do that. You
Mm,
know,
correct.
that's
Yeah.
it. This is what we are doing. We're allowing people to fulfill their dreams.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
and that alone is mind blowing.
Amazing, amazing. I know you have a lot of experience from handling investors, starting your own company, learning everything on the go, even coding. My question is like, how do you, as a marketer, try to enter a market first? So, what are those maybe top 5 steps that you always look for in order to know how to enter a brand new market with your product?
Okay, so in general, it's a good question and it's a tricky one because for
Yeah.
every product and every industry, it's a different thing. So there is no like a blueprint that you can follow the same always steps and it always work for every product and every industry. I will tell you how we did that in with spines, but during my career, I done it multiple times, and every time I'm using a different technique and different way to do that. But with spines, the challenge was it is very traditional industry in the States. Not only, yeah, all over the world, but in the States, it's very traditional, it's very closed. Everything is like well established, well built, and they are not really exciting to accept new players out of the existing ecosystem. So whenever we came to, appear in the town, the first reaction, even so we are trying to be the best, the nicest, the professional, all the good stuff, we started to be pushed back and pushed back very hard. So at first they, started to mock us as someone who generating AI content, not quality content. That we have people that not from the US. Some of our stuff is not located in the US, even so some of them are due. But in general, they try to look for different things. So what I started to do is first deliver the message. Okay, I'm not changing my message. I'm here to stay. I'm going to put my actions behind the words that I'm saying. I'm going to deliver quality things. I'm not going to promote AI based content. I'm going to be focused on American authors. I'm going to deliver premium services. I was constantly saying that in all platforms. Okay,
So
but
like
not
it's a
only
very
saying that.
clear USP. Like it's a
Yeah,
very
very
unique selling point. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and tried to generate very high quality content. The next thing that I started to do is generating articles that comparing spines with other well established players in the publishing industry. So that thing was again, it's putting you head to head with other established authors. So people who are looking for publishing services, and I can give them that content, they can actually understand. Okay, this is what your competitor doing, and this is what you are doing, and I can understand like why are the differences and why you are better or why they are better. And that was like walking to the certain degree up until a point where we started to gain organic traffic on our brand name. So like it started from zero basically up to I think 1,000, 1,500 searches per month for our main brand keyword. And on that point, and I'm telling you, up until that point, we was pushed back for, like for from every angle. Nobody want us in the industry. And when we reached that 1,500 searches on Google, one of our competitors decided to publish an article that compares them with us. And
Mm.
basically, it was like the biggest mistake and the biggest opening points for spines in the US market. Because, in the States, there is freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. I can say that I'm better than you, and I can say that I'm better than him and him and him. I can say whatever I want. But as long as nobody is, replying or saying or stating something against my statements, it might be like an empty statement. I can say whatever I want. So that established player published an article in their homepage comparing them to us and trying to say why they are much better. And that
Correct.
was like
Yeah.
a completely game changer. That's it. Like as soon as somebody who is well established comparing him to me, it's turning me to a legitimate player in the publishing
In the
industry.
industry, yes, they
And that's it.
acknowledge that you exist, so then you will get more brand awareness and yeah, like
And from
visibility.
there, it's like, started to be better and better. Still, up until that point, Spines is facing, negative campaigns that some of the competitors are making against the spines. Now, bad reviews that they're putting, that some of them are not exactly true or fake, and then influencers that making and mocking spines, and we see that those are paid influencers. But luckily, the American people learned how to see things through. And that is, I think, the magic in the US, because people, they looking into things and trying to understand, okay, why they are attacking that company, what is there. As much as they are grabbing more attention from other people, as much people are checking more details under the hook, I started to realize, oh, listen, they really doing a good stuff. There is a point behind what they are saying. There is real value that they are trying to deliver. So we're gaining more and more clients. And yeah, so that is working for us very well. So whenever somebody is pushing you back, it's generating the opposite effect.
Amazing. I think that's a great perspective because a lot of people may think it's something negative, but you were able to shift this around. Lately, as a CMO as well and founder, how has your roles changed? What does your day to day look like? What advice would you give for fellow marketing leaders to manage their work better?
Wow, listen, the life cycle of CMO in startup is a roller coaster, a true roller coaster. At the beginning, I was doing everything on my own. Later on, I started to hire freelancers,
Yeah.
to back up
Some.
some of the tasks that I have. Now I have a team. But
Mhm.
when you are transitioning to a point where you already have a team, and like my schedule is full of meetings, and most of the time I say that is like wasteless meeting, another one. So I'm trying to keep my schedule as free as possible, to have a lot of room to think, because I had time to think. This is why we are here. If I was all day working and not thinking, most likely I would do a lot of mistakes. But from now, I have, like, tons of tasks on my table, a lot. So what I'm trying to do, and that is working very well, is, scanning all of those tasks that I have and figuring out what are the single few tasks that I need to focus, that going to make the biggest impact. Because everything is important. I need that and hire a person there, but there are between, I don't know, 2 to 3 tasks every month, every quarter, that that if you will accomplish them, that will generate a substantial effect on the company, on the performance, on the revenues, everything. So this is actually the point where I transition from managing all the things that happening to trying to focus and identify those single tasks that are going to make the difference. And that is game changer, basically.
That's fantastic. How are you also attributing your leads and customers? How does your CRM structure look like? Because CRM is a tool, but I think there are a lot of campaigns that launch, a lot of channels that people come in. How do you get through that mess?
So in general, I build a system which currently we are uplifting towards something a bit more solid. We are working with Salesforce uh, to manage the full cycle of the client, from the lead up into the production and publishing. And I have another layer of reports that I generated, that pulling information from different sources and giving me like a clear picture of what is happening and what are the most profitable channels.
Hmm.
type of clients, etc., etc. And just this week I'm working already on a system that's going to be uplifting all of that activity because it's partially manual and I want to automate it completely. So we will have a transparent real-time data for every decision making C-level in the company. That alone, this is also something that I learned over the years, very important. Many times when the company is growing, we're generating those chokes of information. So like I holding an information that is generated by the marketing, but is very valuable and important for other departments. And if they would see that information, most likely they will change their behavior, their processes. So in order to prevent those chokes, we need to have a transparent system that the whole companies have access to it. And yeah, this is basically what I'm focusing currently at.
That's amazing. But before I let you go, I would love to ask you one single question, which I ask everyone in this show. And if you were to go back in time, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Wow, be persistent and push further. Don't let back. Don't rest. Just push. Be nice. I'm probably the most nicest person, but don't let back. Push whenever it's easy, whenever it's hard. Always push forward.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lev, for your time and
Thank
good
you.
luck with Spies. And guys, check it out. I'll link it in the description below.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.